Shalom Charim, I'm Stephen Ben Danuni. You're watching Israeli News Live. We have on with us today Aaron Murray. Aaron is our webmaster as well. Aaron actually does the noteworthy news. It's on our website as well as his own. And Aaron, if you would, please bring us up to date with the news that is going on around the world.
Hello. Today I went through the news and kind of highlighted a few things that we see around the world. One of the main stories that we can say that affects the most people, the Apple has installed security backdoors on 600 million iPhones and iPads, claims a security researcher. So we have a little bit of actual fact here saying that there is a security hole in the iPhone and iPad devices across the world. So we have to realize that when we're on our phones and such, we're being listened to one way or another. So it is something that we all need to be aware of. Let's see, in Washington, there's been the largest fire that they have ever had statewide. But they're expecting some wetter and cooler weather at this time, and so it's helping them get this fire under control. There's been over 150 homes destroyed in this fire.
Is that Washington State? Is that on the coastline, or is that more inland?
State. That's right. I'm not sure exactly the location of the fire. I didn't see that in the article right up top. But it's 150 homes. You know, it's the biggest fire they've ever had. So, you know, need to lift them up in prayer. And then I'm looking at China. There's parts of the northern Chinese city have been quarantined after the state media said a man there died of the bubonic plague. So we've had the problem of the plague show up here in Colorado, I believe it is. And now there's a plague showing up here in China. So instead, in Colorado, we have four cases of it, I believe it is. And now in China, they're quarantining a city of 180,000 people for just one case. At least that's what's being reported. So we don't know exactly what's going on with this, but we're seeing cases of the bubonic and pneumonic, which is what we saw here in America, plague show up here and there. So we're keeping an eye on that.
Well, imagine what's going to happen, Aaron, when we have the borders open in the United States on the southern end there for the influx of illegal immigrants, not just from Mexico, but they're coming from Central America all the way up, you know, these young people as well, not just young people, but gang members and so forth, as Anita Fuentes pointed out to us in last night's news. They're coming up, gang members, people with all types of diseases and no telling what they are. And of course, you know, my heart goes out to those that are sick because, you know, God is, you know, Yeshua said by His stripes we are healed, and we do believe that 100%. But in many cases, it's not people that are even desirous maybe of that. They're just funneling them in, and of course the Vatican is really for it. They told the United States that you should open your borders and with open arms and welcome the people that are coming in. And of course we see $3.7 billion was given to the Catholic churches and some of the Baptist churches in Texas long before it was going to happen earlier this year, and we're told to expect it to happen. So this has been it's premeditated, as also as the former Border Patrol agent Zach Taylor mentioned. This is an what is it called? Asymmetrical war or something like that. Basically, what he's talking about when he says that is that they're bringing the enemy within in order to destroy the country from within rather than making an onslaught land invasion. So if you weaken the country, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Anyway, Aaron, I'm sorry, brother, continue on.
Yeah, on that note, I'm looking at a story. I'm going to be doing a little more research on this particular point. The headline is, Border Patrol agents, UN taking control of American southern border. And it basically goes into a few things, and I'm going to look more look into this one deeper and see what I can get out of here, do a little more research. But yeah, our southern border is, I can't remember the name of the guy. It was a government official, I believe it was in 2012, said, and this is a quote, well, paraphrase, I should say, that the United States southern border is now Guatemala. This was a state official in a speech stating on the record that the United States southern border is now Guatemala, if you can believe that.
My gosh. Definitely, I'd like to get the name of the individual, the government, if we are able to get that. I know the reason I say that too, Brother Aaron, is when we did the video the other day about the funds, Jewish people that I know of personally, two of them individuals that I know, that tried to wire money into Israel, and the banks refused to let them do it. And of course, I've caught a lot of flack, people saying that we're trying to sensationalize, and that's one of our big issues here. I refuse to sensationalize news, but I only report what I'm actually being told. Now, in saying that, before we go into that particular issue there, in fact, hopefully we'll have Rabbi James come on this evening, hoping to have him come on. He's agreed to come on as well, that this actually happened to him. But in stating that we don't like to sensationalize, I also got criticism about from actually a Jewish lady. She sent me this message on Facebook. Now, I'll show the message on the screen, but I'm not going to reveal her identity because I don't think she meant it in any disregard. But she messaged me, but also messaged me in a way to where I could not respond, and neither could I find her account when I looked her up by name, and yet did it on Facebook. It really seemed kind of odd. She claimed to be Jewish, but in her response, she was saying that I am sitting there trying to sensationalize it basically and make it look like that this was something that Obama had done to stop the flights from America, and it was only done because the FAA is trying to keep the people safe here. Now, oddly enough, today, and I'm going to play the clip for you here in just a few moments here, Wolf Blitzer on CNN News, he's actually asking the former mayor of New York, does he think that the United States is doing this for political purposes? And of course, as Mayor Bloomberg, and he got infuriated with Wolf Blitzer for even suggesting the comment, but yet Mayor Bloomberg was before the comment came up, was a staunch supporter for the Jewish people and their right to protect themselves, and he flew there in defiance to FAA orders to show that Israel was safe to fly in and out of. And then Wolf Blitzer comes back and he states, he says, you know, hey, wait a minute. You know, he says, the Israeli people are thinking this is being done intentionally, not just me. Well, point in case, we want to be able to name sources. And then Senator Cruz, thank you. Right, Senator Cruz came out publicly today and stated that he believed that it was a political move against Israel, and that's what they were doing. So, hey, what can I say? There's facts in what we're saying. We're not the only ones. We didn't fall off the pumpkin wagon, so to speak. Anyway, brother, continue on.
Yeah, this story about the Israel flights being canceled to cripple Israel started with Aaron Klein of WorldNet Daily. He did that article, let's see, yesterday. Let's see, what did he say? The headline is, U.S. banning flights to press Israel into ceasefire. So we have this as a site, and that is what Ted Cruz echoed today. So he went off on that particular point and made it a very large political move. And so we're seeing the ripples of this particular talking point kind of go through the media right now.
Well, it also shows, too, that in doing this, what they're in essence trying to do in the first place is really and truly the United States is siding with Hamas. There's no other way around this that we could say, but they're siding with Hamas. Hamas considered this a great victory for them. And what do we expect? Obama has been reported widely enough that he is a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. He has appointed several Muslims to his administration, to his cabinet. I mean, and it's so funny. I always get the comments sent to me or emails. I didn't vote for the guy, or I voted for him and now I regret it. So it's rigged. I believe. I really believe that our democracy is just superficial.
Yeah, I have these two articles. There are a couple articles up here. The Israel, the FAA ban awards terror, and that's from MSNBC.com. And IsraelNationalNews.com states that Hamas claims suspended flights to Israel as a great victory. And so we're just handing them victory after victory as we refuse to stand with Israel.
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, let's take real quick. I want to play for the people exactly the altercation that went between Mayor Bloomberg and as well as Wolf Blitzer. I'd like to let you guys see just a clip of this here for a moment.
An army and an air force that knows how to fight and is out there trying to protect them. And when they walk down the streets, when they send their kids to school, when they go to the parks, when they get to a concert, they feel safe. If you don't feel safe here, I don't know where you'd feel safe. And I think the State Department is just overreacting in typical bureaucratic fashion.
Political reasons for that?
Why would you think that?
Do you think it? I'm asking you.
I'm ridiculous. Why would you think that? It's an outrage for you to accuse one of our agencies.
I'm just asking.
By asking the question, you're implying that our government does things for political reasons, and maybe every once in a while they do, but it's your job to prove it. Just the allegation against our government, I personally take as an offense.
No, I was just asking you if you thought that there was some political motive behind the travel advisory or the FAA
Number one, I wouldn't know.
Because a lot of people in Israel do,
I don't know, you don't know, and the other people don't know. But just the tone of the question of trying to create dissension, it's insulting to America.
What do you think?
Well, when terrorists try to terrorize us, the reality is that their ability is minimal, especially what the Israeli government and the army does.
It's amazing. Here we have Wolf Blitzer and the former Mayor Bloomberg. Both of these men are Jewish to begin with, and yet they're I know Wolf Blitzer is under pressure, no doubt, with CNN. That he's got to be non-biased, but the problem is CNN is actually pushing to support Hamas, and I get a lot of criticism as well. They say that I'm biased as well. I am biased for the Jewish people. I have to admit that. But nonetheless, if Israel does something wrong, I'm definitely going to say that as well. It's just like the young Muslim boy that was burned. And originally it looked like, because according to the first report was that the father had testified that it was Arabs that picked him up, and his mother said no, it was Jewish boys. Later, though, the authorities there in Israel have said that it was... they had so many Jewish men in custody. But then again, it's just like the same thing. Barry Hamesh, Barry says that, Steve, he said they have no representation whatsoever. Now, they captured 6 boys. 3 ended up being released. Barry, I don't know if you knew that at the time. But the other 3 have still been incarcerated. And Barry was saying that they had no legal representation from the time they were arrested. And the serious matter is, and Barry Hamesh, or Chamish as most people know Barry, he is an investigative journalist. He's not going to sensationalize it. He's very concerned at the direction Israel is headed. He knows, as I know, as Giulio Miotti knows as well, their intention there is to overthrow Israel. The people of Israel have no idea that the cynical government officials in Israel, what they're intending to do. So is the escalation that's going on intentional? I think it very well could be. I know it's going to be somehow, and I'm concerned, even as Barry Hamesh says, that Hezbollah is going to get involved. Syria is going to get involved as well. And if we get into that, and today a sister, she calls me up from Panama City, and she tells me that, Brother Steve, I had a dream, and in the dream I see Israel surrounded, and she's being attacked from all different sides. She may be very, very, I mean, we know that's going to happen regardless, we realize that. Anyway, I'm sorry, brother. Go right ahead.
Yeah, well, brother, the way I see, at least personally see it right now is Israel is put in between a rock and a hard place. where they realize that if they don't take care of Hezbollah as a problem right now, they're going to unite. And that will be a problem that Israel is seeing. That will be down the road. And if they don't do something now, they probably will have a lot more casualties very soon. And the Muslim world is uniting around Israel right now, and they're trying to break down the borders and unite behind something. They're just looking for something to unite behind. So we see Israel right now preparing for that eventuality.
Amen. Amen. That's exactly right. Well, Brother Aaron, it's been a pleasure to have you on tonight, and I know you guys will be seeing more of Brother Aaron, and we're having a little bit of difficulty with our visual on the camera tonight, but Brother Aaron was saying we have a streaming issue there, but we'll be having Brother Aaron back again with us, and as always, check out the website, IsraelReturns.com. Noteworthy news, Aaron does a tremendous job in keeping the website going and averting all of the disasters that the government throws our way as well. So thank you, Brother Aaron, and God bless you.